kitchen today with the gorgeous Nina Parker, who is going to show us how to make these amazing Korean-style noodles with crispy tofu. And I know lots of people find cooking with tofu a bit tricky, so hopefully it's going to give loads of inspiration. And if you can hear a little bit of drilling, I'm so sorry, our neighbours have got a lot of building work going on, so just bear with us. So tell us all things noodle, crispy tofu, the ingredients look amazing. What's happening?
Well, thanks so much for having me.
My pleasure.
So these are Korean noodles called japchae.
Okay.
Jap meaning mix and chae meaning vegetable. It's a kind of classic stir-fry noodle dish.
Amazing.
And I'm going to use these glass noodles and then I'm going to make a nice crispy tofu, which is quite hard to do quickly, I always find. It's just crunchy and a little bit meaty, but
nice. Perfect. So good weeknight supper, Sunday night supper.
I make this quite often, so for weekdays.
Perfect. Right, so what do we do to get started?
So first, we're going to start prepping the veg, and I'm going to go with the aubergine. Chop it quite finely, because then it's going to cook faster. Put your pan on the heat, bit of sunflower oil, coconut oil if you have it, heat that up. Chuck in the chopped aubergine, fry it for a couple of minutes. Then chop up your red onion, dice it, doesn't have to be very neat. Chop up the red pepper. I use a mandolin because I love getting really thin slices. Watch your fingers, of course. That goes into the pan, fry it for a couple more minutes. Then just grate in a garlic clove, medium-sized one. Fry it for a bit longer. Then use the mandolin to very finely slice a white cabbage. You could use a red one as well, it's quite nice. That goes into the pan, fry it for a couple more minutes, squeeze of lime. When everything's soft, you can take it off the heat. Boil the kettle and just pour it over the noodles in a bowl. Leave it for about 4 minutes. You can try them and see how soft they are. Drain that and your noodles are done. Then start on the dressing, which is very easy. Grate some ginger into a small bowl, maple syrup, soy sauce. I use tamari, which is gluten-free, and some sesame seed oil, rice wine, which is mirin. Put a few tablespoons in, and rice wine vinegar. And if you don't have that, apple cider vinegar or white wine vinegar is fine. The zest and juice of 1 lime. Mix it all together, just give it a taste. It should be sweet, sour, and a little bit zesty.
Oh my God, that is so good. No, that would, everything.
Oh good, that was a good reaction. Grab all the vegetables from the pan, put it in your serving dish, along with the noodles. Chop up a good handful of baby spinach. In the same pan, you don't need to clean it. Put it back on the heat, grate over some firm tofu. It's important to use firm tofu, not the silken, because then it won't crisp up. Fry it for a bit, season with salt, pepper, some chili flakes if you want to add a bit of spice. Be generous here with the seasoning. Fry it for about 2 minutes until it's crisped up, and then add this to the noodles and mix it all together. You could add a bit of sesame seeds, coriander, drizzle over the dressing, and you're done.
Okay, this is absolutely unbelievable. Nina was plating up this beautiful bowl and I was just like being such a pig in behind eating everything, and it's unbelievable.
It's just a really great, well, we were saying like weekday supper to have.
And also you were saying that it would sit quite nicely, so you could make this for supper for your family or friends, but then make extra and take it for work the next day for lunch. But also the dressing is unbelievable, and you were saying you use it a lot on like rice bowls and things like that. So
you
definitely
can kind of put it with anything.
Yeah, take that dressing and use it, like even if you're just doing like a simple, you know, supper for one with like some roast veggies or whatever, just put on it. I feel like this would make anything taste good. And as you were saying, like all the ingredients in it are things that you keep in your cupboard forever, so you can buy them and then they'll just sit there really nicely. They're like all the staples that you need basically.
Yeah, I think once you've got those dressing bits, you're good
golden
to go for a while.
This is, and you could kind of add any veggies to it as well, right?
Yeah.
So if you have things like
mushrooms,
carrots, exactly. Really so if you've got other stuff that needs to be left out, used up in the fridge or anything.
Yeah, and I've also put some kimchi. I mean, it's really yummy how it is, but if we're going a bit more Korean, then some kimchi is really good for you and delicious too.
I love kimchi.
Nice bit of side. Yeah, let's try it.
Dig in. I have already gone straight in for the whole thing, but it is just like amazing. And it was so quick as well, like so easy to do.
I mean, it's basically just like a nice, yummy stir fry.
And the tofu is brilliant. So I think tofu is a really difficult thing to cook with. It's quite ugly. It has no flavour.
And yet, we all have to eat it. So.
Yeah, so it's not the easiest one to kind of work with. And this is a really nice way of doing it and quite different. I've never had it like this before.
And then you can, so I just flavoured it with a bit of, I mean, you do need to flavour it even when it's in the pan like that. But I mean, you could put sesame, I did chili, you could put spices, other kind of spices to just add flavour.
Yeah, makes a big difference.
And it's very quick. And I was thinking that if you take it a bit further when you're frying it, it goes even more crunchy. So then if you didn't have nuts or anything, that's also a nice added texture.
Oh, that's a nice idea. It's so yummy, but also nice and light as well.
Well, I think that is the thing with all those Asian flavours. You know, always with the lime and the ginger, you've got that wonderful fresh. I just keep on eating this.
I know, I'm like, I need to ask questions, but I'm also like, I need to eat my bowl. I can see us making this for dinner every night. Matt will be like, what's for dinner? And I'm like, Nina's noodles. I love how versatile it is. I'm gonna make all my tofu like that. And just thank you.
Oh,
incredible, absolutely, like, I'm just really happy. Brilliant, thank you.
Pleasure.
We'll be back again next Sunday. Have a lovely evening, guys. Bye.